During the turn from the 19th to the 20th century, Kate Rockwell stood out in the isolated communities of Alaska with her enchanting performances. Dressed meticulously in red chiffon, she dominated the stage with her songs and dances that mirrored the hits of the time. By her side, a waiter from the bar where she often performed became her agent, extending the reach of her performances to several towns in the American West. After capitalizing on the profits from Kate Rockwell's performances to purchase theaters in Seattle, Washington, her partner shockingly married someone else and withdrew completely from the artist's life. This change marked the beginning of a challenging period for Rockwell, who eventually died in poor financial conditions. Meanwhile, her former partner, Alexander Pantages, saw his career and fortune flourish. Dora Hand, known for her smile reminiscent of the early pioneers, stood out in Dodge City, Kansas as a highly admired singer. However, her life met a tragic end in 1878. James "Spike" Kennedy, a cowboy, was responsible for the fatal shot that struck her, solidifying her position as one of the most emblematic and conflict-ridden women of the Old West. In 1885, a significant moment in the history of journalism was marked by the appearance of Nellie Bly, a pseudonym that would become iconic. At 18, the young and determined Elizabeth Cochran, of slender stature, entered the newsroom of the Pittsburgh Dispatch and made a surprising revelation. She confessed to being the author of the sharp and anonymous article titled "Girls and Their Sphere in Life," positioning herself as a bold and innovative voice in the field. In the early 20th century, twin sisters Athalie and Juanita Perry emerged as notable figures in the entertainment world. They began their careers at the famous Buffalo Bill's Wild West show and later joined the Barnum and Bailey circus. They were known for their impressive lasso and riding skills, standing out in an exhilarating stagecoach escape performance. Rose Dunn, better known by the nickname Rose of Cimarron, was born in 1878 and lived a life intertwined with the underworld of outlaws, primarily due to her romantic relationship with George Bitter Creek Newcomb. A notable incident occurred on September 1, 1893 in Ingalls, Oklahoma. On that date, an intense confrontation unfolded as authorities attempted to capture Bill Doolin's gang. During the skirmish, Newcomb and other gang members sustained injuries in a shootout with a group of U.S. Marshals. In certain areas of the West, sex workers often possessed and displayed licenses as part of their trade. The money collected from these licenses helped fund essential community services, such as maintaining public order. Interestingly, a marketing tactic adopted included displaying a photograph alongside the license. This method not only validated the authenticity of the license, but also served to attract clients and highlight the professional among others. More than 140 years ago, Victoria Woodhull broke barriers by becoming the first woman to run for the presidency of the United States under the Equal Rights Party. Her campaign was marked by a series of notable efforts, including her activities as a stockbroker on Wall Street, where she raised funds to support her political ambitions. Woodhull's electoral journey was both pioneering and intense, challenging the social conventions of the time. Lotta Crabtree began her artistic career enchanting the mining communities, and since then paved a path that led her to stardom on Broadway. Her art was inspired by Lola Montez, a renowned dancer who also lived in Grass Valley, California. As a child, at only 8 years old in 1855, Crabtree began performing, dancing for the miners in the area, planting the seeds of what would become a legendary stage career. Pearl Hart stood out as one of the few women to stage a stagecoach robbery in the arid setting of the Old West. In 1899, she led a crime that garnered attention for the audacious robbery of a stage, a rare feat for women at the time. Unfortunately for Hart, the success of the heist was short-lived. She was soon captured by authorities. Despite public appeals for clemency, she was tried, convicted, and sent to prison, briefly ending her criminal career. Laura Bullion grew up in an environment where crime was a constant, primarily influenced by her father, who had a history of bank robberies. During her youth, Laura found herself embroiled in the harsh reality of prostitution. In a significant turn in her life, she joined the famous Wild Bunch gang, where her notable presence earned her the nickname Rose of the Wild Bunch. Belle Siddons came into the world on an opulent southern plantation, where her remarkable beauty reflected the charm of the region. During the tumultuous years of the Civil War, at 25, she used her charm to infiltrate the world of espionage serving the Confederacy. Following the tragic death of her husband, Belle embarked on a new adventure, heading to South Dakota in search of fortune in the gold mines where she set up her own shop. Born in 1817, Sarah Jane Newman was one of the pioneers in the territory of Austin, coming from one of the founding families of the region. From an early age, Sarah displayed impressive tenacity, often defending her family's properties from numerous attacks. Alongside her life of challenges, speculation arose about her love life. Although it is known that she married 5 times, rumors circulated that 2 of her husbands died under mysterious conditions. Mary Catherine Harrony, better known as Big Nose Kate, began life in favorable circumstances, born into a wealthy home. However, the premature death of her parents at the age of 14 left her at the mercy of a cruel and uncertain fate. Adversity led her to the adoption system, but it could not imprison her indomitable spirit. Her life, emblematic of the complexities of the American Old West, was a roller coaster of personal struggles and the search for her own identity and love, facing challenges that shaped her path in unforgettable ways. Belle Starr, born Myra Maybelle Shirley in 1848 in Missouri, came from a family with comfortable financial conditions, with a life that promised to follow the norms of the time: marriage to a prosperous man and a peaceful existence. However, her path took an unexpected turn when, in 1864, her family decided to move to Texas. There, Belle came into contact with Jesse James's gang, led by members of the infamous James Younger group. 2 years after this pivotal move, she married Jim Reed, known for his activities as a horse thief. This significant encounter completely diverted the course her life was destined to follow. Etta Place, an enigmatic figure in the history of the Old West, is famous for her association with Butch Cassidy and for being the wife of Harry Longabaugh, known as Sundance Kid. Her life, however, is shrouded in mysteries that have never been fully unraveled. According to records from the time, Etta was not only a companion of the 2 outlaws, but also actively participated in the crimes of the Wild Bunch gang. She not only stood by Cassidy and Longabaugh during several robberies, but also accompanied them in their flight to Argentina after a series of heists in the United States. Possibly born in New Orleans in 1829, Eleanor Dumont comes from a Creole family, although details about her childhood remain obscure due to the scarcity of records. Eleanor emerged on the public scene in Nevada City, where she quickly became a notable figure by opening a gambling house. Her presence there not only drew attention due to her establishment, but also for her beauty and elegance, which captivated the men of the region. Bonnie Parker, born in 1910 in the small town of Rowena, Texas, began her life with a promise of intellectual brilliance and dreams of stardom in theater. She was determined to make her name in the arts, fueled by a promising education. However, at 19, a transformative encounter with Clyde Barrow, then a 20-year-old and ex-convict, completely changed her trajectory. The chemistry between Bonnie and Clyde was immediate and intense, marking the beginning of one of the most well-known stories of American crime. I hope you enjoyed exploring these iconic figures and their impressive stories from the Old West. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Click subscribe and activate the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.